They're calling it the Democrats' Tea Party. Outraged with the current establishment in the Democratic Party, many progressives are lining up to launch primary challenges against the incumbent neoliberal establishment candidates. And I'm all for it. This is Kat for Congress. I mean no disrespect when I say this. I believe your last name is Abugazela. I genuinely trying to pronounce your name right, so forgive me if I'm not getting it correct. She has announced, as a 26-year-old progressive, a campaign against Illinois' 9th District's Jan Schakowsky. And I despise these people in Illinois so much that as much as many people might say, Tim, why would you actually endorse and root for a 26-year-old TikTok progressive whose issues make no sense? I'd be like, well, I don't think they're going to win. And I actually think the neolib establishment is substantially worse than the progressive alternative. So let me put it like this. These neoliberal, neoconservative establishment folks need to be voted out. Nancy Pelosi gets no sympathy from me. And I love, for two reasons, this new Democrat Tea Party they're talking about. First, I believe it'll be ultimately detrimental as their views are in the minority, and this will help moderate many of the Democrat politicians after this midterm. I think we're going to win because of it largely. I am not going to hide my intentions. This is not a joke where I'm falsely endorsing this candidate or something like that because I'm secretly trying to sabotage her. I will say this to Kat sincerely. You seem very nice. I think that your political ideology is in a strong minority in this country, as AOC represents only about 10%, though the largest, the plurality, according to the NBC News poll. Kamala Harris is actually deeply favored at 38 in another poll. Now, Kamala Harris is kind of nuts, in my opinion, and I just absolutely despise the establishment, and I want them routed, gutted, removed from federal office, however we can do that. I believe that individuals like Kat are substantially less bad than people like Jan Schakowsky and these other establishment. Look, these people in Congress have been there forever. They are cronies. They are shills. They are manipulators. I cheered when AOC beat, Crowley in 2018. I will cheer when she primaries Jan Schakowsky. Now, don't get me wrong. I fully expect that eventually, should she win in Congress, I will be making many videos about how I completely disagree with her views. But I do believe this will be a strong moderating force for the Democrats in the long run, which is what we need. Because right now, the two options we have in politics in the United States is shill corporate garbage and far left garbage. I mean, I try to be nice, but I take a look at this viral video and this announcement from this Kat Abugazela. And she's saying that she's going to primary Jan Schakowsky. I look at her issues and I'm like, I think they're very bad. But again, Bill Maher recently mentioned that the Democrat, I think it was Bill Maher, the Democrats got to stop the bleed. They've got to stop the bleeding. And the problem is the people are fleeing blue districts. It's reducing their strength. Democrats are going to lose seats in Congress, as Recline talked about it. They're saying that because the Democrats will not take heavy action against the Trump administration, there is going to be a new Tea Party movement among progressive leftists. This is exactly what we have been hoping for. So I'm seeing people rag on Kat, moderates, post-liberals, disaffected liberals, conservative centrists, woke, whatever. Not woke. Sorry, I don't know why I said that. And I'm just like, guys, stop ragging on her. We want her to win. She's got anti-endorsements, she claims, but I'm like, not from me, lady. I hope you sincerely defeat Jan Schakowsky in Evanston. Look at Illinois' 9th district, by the way. Is that the stupidest thing you've ever seen? What is that? What is that even? Skokie, I'd love to see, Jan Schakowsky lose 100%. And from a young progressive, let's go. The corporate neoliberal interests, the warmongering garbage deserves to be voted out, and I will take whoever I can get to defeat them. That being said, a lot of people are going to be like, but Tim, her views, she's nuts. Here's her top issues. When you go to her page, anti-authoritarianism is the top one. Okay, well, I like that. Let's take a look. Let's take a look at the moral split in how these things operate. Anti-authoritarianism, we all like that. Basic existence. I mean, sure. Climate change. Come on. You guys going to burn some more electric vehicles, democratic reform, education, kids and families, gun violence, healthcare, humane foreign policy, LGBTQ protections. Okay, we get it. This is very, it's very generic. Let me go back here. And here's Cat for Congress. I'm going to say this in all sincerity, and I'm not trying to be mean here. Look, man, I'm not trying to be mean when I say this, but the last name's tough. And it really is, because you're going to need people to be able to spell and search for your name. And again, I mean this with all due respect. Abugazela, I got no problem with your background, wherever that name comes from. But they say that the average person in the country has a third grade reading level. And so this is standard consultant issues. I suppose the problem is your name's your name. What can you do, right? Well, let's take a look at her campaign, and I'll show you some of her issues. She says, Democratic leaders are abandoning us. Our district deserves a fighter in Congress, someone who shows her constituents every day that she is doing everything possible to stop the authoritarian takeover of the United States. Say more. I fought fascists before as a citizen, union rep, and independent journalist. Now I'm going to do the same in Congress. The first thing I will say in all sincerity, I love the youthful energy, 100%. We need more young people to be active. 26, you are, of course, eligible for Congress. This is an adult human being who should be in the workforce and should be running. Though I think there's a happy medium between like 35 and 45 because you've got a little bit more life experience. 25 is absolutely acceptable as the Constitution dictates, and I'm glad to see young people actually running, especially against neolib shill garbage. Now, that being said, she says she's running a new type of campaign. No wasteful TV ads, no useless consultants, no spammy fundraising emails, no capitulating to fascists. I don't know what that last one means, but sure. Latest campaign developments, of course, she's getting some press. Bravo, young lady, with the Axios article and Rolling Stone, which, of course, I brought to launch this segment here. So let's take a look at what we have here. Anti-authoritarianism, climate change, education, basic existence, reforms, kids and families. And she's got some anti-endorsements. Heavens me. Okay. I've made some enemies in my day just by advocating for free speech and democracy, but I wear these feuds like a badge of honor. Here are just a few of the right-wing trolls who have made it clear they really don't like me. Elon Musk. She says, Elon Musk deposed me last October because of my work with the nonprofit media watchdog Media Matters. Ooh, she's Media Matters, huh? I spent 6 hours rebutting his lawyer's BS right-wing talking points as they leveled disinformation and anti-Palestinian racism directly to my face. And that's after his erroneous lawsuits caused me and 11 other coworkers to lose our jobs in healthcare. Talk about thin skin. I hope she wins, man. Kat, I hope you win. I hope you win. Chaya Reichik has weaponized her Libs of TikTok account to vilify LGBTQ plus people just for existing, so much so that she inspired bomb threats at schools, libraries, and children's hospitals. She's also attacked me personally, seeking her followers on me and my colleagues on a regular basis. I'm not sure the exact number, though the free speech warriors had me blocked for years. Do I have this lady blocked on X? I probably do. I don't know how to spell her name. Oh, actually, I don't think I ever blocked on X. I don't think I've ever actually interacted. Wait, what? That was weird. I tried typing it in. Here we go. And instead, it redirected me. No, I don't have this person blocked. They don't follow me. She got 200,000 followers, running for Congress, formerly Media Matters. You know, like, I'll say this. Media Matters it's fake news. They lie. That's what they do. You know, Tucker Carlson getting fired by Fox News is tough to do, but Tucker Carlson achieved the near impossible before he was booted from the network. It was my job to report on what he was saying. From election denial to raw milk support to the white supremacist great replacement theory. I think I did a pretty good job considering this was how he talked about my employer off air when I was the one responsible for monitoring him. I want her to win. Evanston, I want her to win. I don't know if I would donate to her, but I really do want her to win. I'm going to say it again. First and foremost, I mean this in all sincerity. I absolutely despise the career Democrats and the career Republicans, all of them. I would love it if just every incumbent was gone, save like, who can stay on the Democrat side? Ro Khanna, you're a cool guy. I completely disagree with your worldview. Not completely, but we disagree on a lot of things. But Ro, Ro Khanna is a good dude. He's a good dude. I mean it when I say it. I just disagree with him, and I respect that tremendously. I really like the guy. He came out and condemned the violence against Tesla. He said this is an American company, and these people have nothing to do with this, and I respect that he's willing to take those stances, even when they're like, aren't the Democrats going to be mad at you? We had him on the show. He came on the show, and I really do respect it. He's a good guy. We need that kind of principled disagreement, even if our disagreements are serious. I have tremendous respect for him. I really do. And then who else do we got? On the Republican side, of course, Thomas Massie. There's a handful, but I'll just give, I'll only shout out one Democrat, I'll only shout out one Republican. How about that? There are other Republicans I like, but Thomas Massie takes a cake. Let's take a look at the anti-authoritarianism claim. Donald Trump, tech billionaires, and the Republican Party have banded together to rapidly and illegally break this country. Sure. Their vision is fascist. Okay. One of a militarized country, only certain people, a few dozen rich men, have a seat at the table. We will not and cannot let them win. I'm sure, whatever. I mean, this is like completely meaningless because, like, I don't know what you're saying. Historical anti-fascist movements all prove the same thing. The only way to properly fight fascism is loudly, proudly, and every single day. That literally means nothing. And the principle must be upheld by those in public office. Okay, sure, whatever. I refuse to stand by as Trump and Elon Musk attack my constituents. As your congresswoman, I will take my experience fighting the far right to Capitol Hill and beyond. Please win. Please win. Look, I mean this with all due respect. Kat, if your message is going to be culture war issues, I don't think you are going to win. Maybe in 10 years, depending on how things go in this country, there may be a shift where the principal issues that Americans care about will be culture war issues. But I tell you right now, Trump won on immigration and economics. You know, abortion was there and gender ideology was there. But culture war stuff doesn't really give you the forefront right now. So if you are running in Illinois, you can muster up the youth vote with the messaging that you have. But I'm just saying right now, that's a very strong message, first and foremost, on your page. I know it looks like you went by alphabetical order. I think you really need to focus on money. And I do see of basic existence, and they say we deserve better. You should be able to comfortably afford housing, groceries, and healthcare. I get it's alphabetical. This should be your principal message, and it is a strong one. I know you don't have the consultants or whatever, but, you know. Climate change. Okay, let's see what we got going with climate change. The climate crisis is an existential threat, and the Trump admin subservience to big oil will only accelerate the planet's warming. We need urgent action, which is why I endorsed the Green New Deal. Hey, you know what? In 2018, I endorsed the Green New Deal too, but that was before they actually released it. When the Green New Deal was proposed as a major government works project that would repair our crippling destroyed infrastructure, I said, sounds good to me. And we're going to be installing solar and wind. And I know that they're not the best for energy return on energy invested, but I like the idea of allocating tax dollars towards repairing American infrastructure. Then they released their actual resolution for the Green New Deal, and it was largely about minority advantages or preferences in universities and jobs. And I said, wait. What does DEI hiring have to do with a Green New Deal? And the argument I got was, well, you know, we can't have jobs only hiring white people and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, yeah, but this doesn't, I don't understand. We're going to contract this work out. The government will provide we'll take bids from companies, and it's up to them to figure out who they're hiring. We just say we need a bridge fixed. Our bridges are falling apart. And we can put solar panels on the tops that power the lights, things like that. Yeah, it's a bummer. What else? We have gun violence. Oh, she's anti-gun. Our children and communities deserve to exist without fear of gun violence. As a member of the school shooting generation, I know too well the anxieties caused by active shooter drills. That's why we must implement a federal assault weapons ban modeled after Illinois' assault weapons ban, enact comprehensive universal background checks, require waiting periods, institute mandatory gun safety training, close gun show and ghost gun loopholes, and prioritize victims of gun violence above all else. We must reject dangerous right-wing solutions to this problem, like arming teachers or building prison-like school systems in the name of the security. I got one for you. Don't worry, I'm against arming teachers. I'm in favor of firing them. And building prison-like school systems, don't worry, I oppose that too. I'm in favor of tearing them down. Let's go. We must address the root of the problem, which is guns themselves. My friend Kat, I assume you will see this video. And I hope you take into consideration the things I say, not from a knee-jerk reaction standpoint of how dare you say these things, you're bad and right-wing, but from a actually consider what I'm going to say, and maybe it'll help you out with your campaign. The issue of guns is that they can be 3D printed. So we are well past the issue of how do we stop guns themselves. Guns can be 3D printed. This is serious. And not only that, but people can 3D print a whole bunch of other, like many other kinds of weapons, notably like bolt guns. I mean, this is crazy stuff. You don't even need propellants. You literally just pull back a bolt and fire, and you can hit somebody with small bolts. I mean, they're like little pointed pieces of metal. Kind of like a bullet, I guess, whatever. The other issue, of course, is directed energy weapons and the expansion of weapons technology themselves. While I do think guns are a force multiplier, and that's fair to say, you're right next to Indiana. Okay, and this is the challenge that Illinois has long faced. So by all means, espouse the message you think is going to rally enough people in your district. Just consider this, because someone's going to ask you about Indiana. They're going to say, the problem we have with Chicago gun violence is that you go to Indiana, which is a red state, and people can buy guns. What happens is a resident of Indiana will buy a gun very easily and illegally transfer it and sell it to gang members who drive 15 minutes to get over that border and bring them back to Chicago. It's literally right there. Consider that. The question will be asked for you. I don't have the answers. By all means, advocate for what you want to advocate for, but hopefully that you find some help in that. Let's jump to immigration before I round out, this segment in general. The U.S. has always been a country of immigrants. I'm a daughter of one. I vehemently oppose Donald Trump's insistence on vilifying immigrants and criminalizing their very existence. No mass deportations, no internment camps. Let's try this. I agree internment camps are bad. None of that. No backtracking on the best part of the American experiment. I don't know what that means. I don't agree with citizenship for dreamers, so we disagree on that one. I am in favor of mass deportations because you can't have 10 million people come into a country. And I'll warn you of this one. And I hope sincerely, I hope you hear this. Maybe it'll help you win. I want Jan Schakowsky to lose. I want her to go away. You'd be better. Though I think ultimately, I'm going to be honest with you. Should you win, Kat, I believe that your presence in Congress will be a detriment to the Democratic Party and will empower the moderate to the right. So post-liberals, people like me, and then more conservative individuals will celebrate the fringe ideologies that enter that don't represent the majority of Americans. You may think I'm wrong. Doesn't matter. We both want you to win. I want you to win. What I'll say is be careful, because in Chicago, the black community, which is a massive voting bloc, took issue with the importing of illegal immigrants into the city and the attempted construction of these migrant camps. So notably on the south side of Chicago, they had proposed building this large migrant camp, and it got canceled because of community revolt. There were elderly black women saying, quote, "We are being replaced." Google it, look it up, read the news about it. You live in Chicago, you'll understand. So this is going to come up. People are going to ask you about this. And if you're taking this strong of a position, it's putting you in a weaker spot. So moderate a little bit. I'm not saying defy your own worldview or whatever, but I think this one's going to be bad for you. LGBTQ protections. Let's go. What do you got? Protect the trans community. The right is coming after trans people for a reason, because they are usually the easiest targets for a fledgling fascist regime to throw under the bus. I can't stress this enough. This happened before in early Nazi Germany. That's why we must take extra steps to stand in solidarity with the trans community and help them when times get tough. You're not going to hear me fall for right-wing propaganda about trans kids and bemoan how woke pronouns or whatever BS they're pushing this week. That's because trans people are people, but also because I talk to trans individuals in the community almost every single day. As your congresswoman, I will always value the lived experience of constituents of whatever hate campaign Fox News is presently spewing. Oh, and we're obviously going to reverse all of Trump's horrendous transphobic executive orders. I actually don't know what you mean by any of that, to be completely honest. Seriously, I have no idea what you're talking about. If you're saying that people like Billboard Chris, who say, quote, children can't consent to puberty blockers, maybe there's something there, but honestly, I have no idea. It's just, to be honest, maybe this will play well among the people in Chicago. I don't know. Look, I'm from Chicago, and my neighborhood turned red, and that's crazy. I mean, take a look at the map. It's shifted rightward. Man, here's what I'm bummed. Why I'm kind of bummed. I think you're going to lose. Kat, I think you are going to lose this one. Because if you take a look at I don't know if I can pull it up, but Chicago political map, we covered this when, let me do this, shift rightward. We covered this during the election when we were, what is this? Suburban Blue Shift 2024. That's sad. Where is it at? There we go. New York Times. Let me pull this up for you. Kat, please hear me. I want you to beat Jan Schakowsky. I don't like her. I don't like any of the established. Nancy Pelosi, there was a progressive who ran against Pelosi what was her name? Agatha Basilar or something. I think I donated the max to her because I was like, please defeat Nancy Pelosi. I would rather a young, idealistic, ignorant progressive than a corporate machine, $200 million garbage person who is just running this country into the ground for personal benefit. At least the ideologues can, they're going to lose. Anyway, here you go from the New York Times. Hey, take a look at Chicago, man. Can I find your county? Can we zoom in here? How do we zoom in on this little map? Do I just have to straight up zoom in? Is that even working? I don't think it's working. It's not working at all. The map doesn't change size. What is this? From 2016 to 2020, Chicago actually went a little to the left. You can see in East Chicago, it had shifted. Whoa! From 12 to 2016, major right-wing shift, but still a lot of blue. But take a look right here. 2020 to 24, almost every single county went to the right. DuPage County, 4.7 to the right. What do we have? Cook County, 8.3. And I think you'd be in Kane, right? Is Illinois' 9th? That's Kane County? It's Cook and Lake County. Okay. So, I mean, look, Cook shifted 8.3 and then Lake 3.3. So I'm just saying. If the Democrats are going to launch this Tea Party movement thing, and they're going to go up against the establishment Republicans, the establishment Democrats, listen, you're going to have to moderate. And I want to see these shills lose. I do. These are crony corporatists. I don't like how they run this. Okay, you got McHenry in there as well. And here we go. Where's McHenry? There's Kane, there's DuPage, McHenry, 2.8 to the right. It's a rightward shift. You can't run this hardcore progressive campaign and think you're going to win in a jurisdiction, in counties, in a district that moved rightward. That's why I'm I don't think she's going to win. These people are going to vote for Jan Schakowsky, even though she and so many others are just establishment, revolving door politicians. It is what it is. Anyway, the long story short of this, my friends, we need young people to get involved. They're starting to. I respect that. I want her to win because it will weaken the establishment Democrats. Fantastic. These are the people who empower and uphold the bureaucratic state. And the progressives' ideas are really, really bad, as I already showed you on that map. I don't know why people would be rooting against her. Any progressive that wants to primary a Democrat, you have my full support. So I hereby endorse Abu Gazela. Am I pronouncing that? Gazela. You have my endorsement wholeheartedly. I'll avoid donating because you'd probably just get offended if I did and return the money or whatever. But maybe I'll do it because I want the establishment Democrats to lose. I want them to lose. I want all of them to lose and to be voted out. I don't care who by. And I think ultimately, as I already stated, your ideas will lose to mainstream America and strengthen our coalition on the moderate center to right. I'll leave it there. Smash the like button. Share the show with everyone you know. Stay tuned. We got more segments coming up, and we'll see you all in a little bit.